Well, vaccine providers say demand for the shots have actually leveled off, but we still have a lot of people who are still unprotected. In North Carolina, the state's COVID dashboard says 36.7% of the population fully vaccinated. In South Carolina, the number even lower at 34.7%. The Pfizer vaccine is now approved for those ages 12 and up, clearing the way for another 5% of the U.S. population to become vaccinated. That is about 17 million teenagers. For children younger than 12, clinical trials are still being done to figure out how much vaccine will be needed for a correct dose. So there's a lot of misinformation out there floating around about the vaccine, whether you could be required to get it and if you need to show proof that you actually have been vaccinated. If someone asks you about it, is that a violation of HIPAA? WCNC Charlotte's Megan Bragg with our Verify team to sort it all out.
When walking into a store over the past year, you've probably seen a sign requiring masks, but you might see more signs like this one on some businesses. It's asking for proof that you are fully vaccinated or else you need to wear a mask inside. Many are taking to social media claiming that goes against HIPAA laws. So the question is, if businesses are asking for proof of vaccination, is that violating any HIPAA laws?
Let's verify. Our sources, the Centers for Disease Control, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and law professor Richard Saver from the University of North Carolina. To understand what HIPAA means, we look at the CDC, which says HIPAA is a federal law to protect sensitive medical information from being disclosed without the patient's consent. According to Health and Human Services, there are 3 different categories under the privacy rule. Healthcare providers like doctors and clinics, health plans like pharmacies and places that use electronically transmitted health information, and clearinghouses, which include billing services and reprising companies. So do private businesses fall under any of these categories? We took that question to Professor Saver.
Does this violate any HIPAA laws?
Generally, no. And that answer may surprise people. I think the thought is that HIPAA covers more broadly than it actually does.
Saver says typically businesses like retail establishments usually don't fall under the HIPAA umbrella.
Retail establishments like restaurants are usually not covered by HIPAA. And if they ask, it is then up to the customer to voluntarily reveal their information or not.
If you chose not to provide that information, private businesses have the right to refuse your service, just as they would if you chose not to wear a shirt or tried to bring in your pet skunk. So we can verify that no, most businesses won't violate HIPAA by asking customers if they've been fully vaccinated. In North Carolina, masks are still required in several places like the airport and public transportation. For your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
Thanks, Megan. And if you have something you want verified, send us an email. The address is verify@wcnc.com. You can also reach us on Facebook, Twitter, and on our website, wcnc.com/verify.